Eurol is an independent manufacturer of lubricants and technical fluids. Besides the production activity, we see R&D as well as the marketing of lubricants also as our core activities. Our mission is to protect the sustainable investments of our customers. Our experiences in the racing world are very positive. It is the place where our technicians and researchers can meet professionals in the very high-performing area. So we go beyond the standard racing products in the market. That is our primary goal with the innovation.
Some 6 years ago we started the Eurol Specialty business unit. And the aim was to develop specialty lubricants for heavy-duty applications, so severe circumstances. For example, in dredging or heavy machinery in earth moving. And the performance was that great that we decided to develop a specialized lubrication line for rally and racing. Because also there you have these heavy circumstances which creates wear and corrosion. And we did. Together with our partners in the Dakar Rally. And we ended up with this amazing product line of specialized racing lubricants with great performance.
With Eurol Specialty we use Syngis technology. Syngis technology is a combination of additives for which the performance is more than the sum of the individual components. The Eurol Specialty Racinglijn focuses on two primary properties, being friction and wear. We aim to reduce the friction as much as possible in the lubricated parts such as the engine or the gearbox to ensure that the operating temperature is as low as possible and to make sure that we have as little frictional losses as possible to achieve the highest speeds. And we also aim to reduce the wear in these components to ensure that the service life is longer and to make sure that the vehicle finishes the race. The Eurol Specialty Racinglijn encompasses two engine oils, being a 0W40 and a 10W60. We have two gear oils, being a 75W90 and a 75W140. We also have an automatic transmission fluid, which can be used for torque converters and steering systems. And we also have, to complete the range, a braking fluid and a very high performance constant velocity joint grease. As the Eurol Specialty Racinglijn is a non-standard range, the standard tests have very little relevance. This is why we opted to do some laboratory tests on the standard formulation and then go very quickly on to testing in practice with real-world situation and real-world vehicles. And after receiving oil samples, testing them, evaluating, adjusting, tweaking the formulation, we ended up with a very high-performance racing line.
In motorsport, we are always looking for a high level of quality products. It went to deeper relation with Eurol, so now we are also developing with them the gearbox oil and the engine oil, these kind of things. And we are looking also for friction things, bearing grease, CV joints grease also. So basically everything. The major thing we can measure actually on the data was about the gearbox oil and the engine oil. So we did it more or less together, that we were looking for as less friction as possible, but also to keep the reliability. So it means we were looking for a product which gives us the stability to have the right range of temperatures, but also the less friction as possible to gain performance. we are always looking for the product to have at least the most efficient between the range of temperatures we need that the car is working at that range, and also the reliability that we can go at least until a race distance. The result that we can measure is directly on speed, so the car is getting quicker on straight. It's when we get the first development of the engine oil, for example, the new product, it was directly significant on the data compared to what we used before. We're talking about little gain, but racing is about details, and we are looking sometimes for half a tenth of seconds. So we are taking everything what we can take. So we could clearly see the difference over the data compared to other products. Our guys are opening the gearbox every 2 races, more or less. So we could see that it was clearly no mark of wear, which is good, because actually we're opening the gearbox just to see if there is any wear or any kind of pitting. We're calling pitting on the gears and on the bearing, and we could clearly see that it's an advantage because the lubrication is so good that we could go even a bit longer with the mileage. So its performance side is better, and it can go even longer. So what else do you need?
So far we are using almost all the products which Eurol supplies because they are really efficient. We use the new differential oil. We use in the front axle, in the rear axle, and even now in the transfer case. Eurol also developed a special race oil for automatic transmission, which can last higher temperature. And also there we have really good experience. The same oil we are using in power steering as well. So in general, from the last years, let's say, from 5 different products we reduced to just 3 products. And it's also make it easier for us to carry spare oil in case some leakage and so on. So far we have really good experience. If I make the most extreme difference, if you go to a normal, ordinary, standard differential oil, we decrease the hub temperature from more than 180 to less than 130 degrees. We took the oil out to analyze, and we are now after half Dakar. All the parts looks like new. Nowhere you have no metal parts or whatever. And the second, the oil still looks like new, have still the original color, don't smell burnt. So it's a good sign that really they made a great job on that. The new products of Eurol Raceline, it's lasting higher temperature, you can transfer more torque. So we have no pittings on the parts anymore, and the end of the day the lifetime is higher. So there are 2 options. You can increase the power even more so the lifetime will drop again, or you run as it is and you get more experience, and your service, let's say, to change the parts, the time and everything will be really extremely decreased. So for the normal standard user today, it will be on the S, less costs, better lubrication, it means higher efficiency, less friction, it means better consumption, and so on.
This year in Dakar 2021, for the Eurol Racinglijn products, we used 2 products which covered nearly every application in the car. For instance, the engine oil, which is very specific, the 0W40, perfect. We saw no problem with the engine at all. And then we used the transmission oil in the front differential, the gearbox and the rear differential. So a good product which went through all the car. Having one product on Dakar which covers a wide variety of applications is really valuable. Regarding the results of the products, for the engine oil, we did one analysis test during the race after 4,000 kilometers, and the results showed that there was no excessive wear in the engine, which was certainly good news, and the type of news and information you really need to see halfway through a Dakar. For the differential oils, it's very difficult to monitor the actual wear during a race, so we only stripped the diffs and the gearbox once during the race to inspect, and certainly the wear was really good and in line. Every Dakar is tough, there's no question. This Dakar in particular was very tough. The pace of the race cars during the race was more than we've ever seen before, so the Eurol Racinglijn products with all the cars, we had no failures, so that's really good news.
The vision of Eurol for the future is to be leading in technology. And we want to bring the best innovations and most sustainable solutions to our customers everywhere worldwide.
Meer!